Have you ever laid down at night desperate to shut your brain off, but instead you're flooded with thoughts about everything? From work deadlines to bills you have to pay, or even just replaying conversations in your head, it's exhausting. Whether it's big worries or small everyday stuff, overthinking keeps you stuck in a cycle of mental chaos. Today, I want to talk about why this happens, how it's affecting you more than you realize, and most importantly, how to finally break free from it. Now, before we dive in, do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. It really helps the channel and the algorithm, which allows me to keep bringing you valuable content like this. I'm always working to upgrade the value I deliver, and your support makes that possible. All right, let's get into this. So I want to answer the question, what are ruminating thoughts and why do they happen? Well, ruminating thoughts are those repetitive loops that keep playing in your mind like a song stuck on repeat. You're burning mental energy, but going nowhere. These thoughts often center around fears, regrets, or worst case scenarios. And the tricky part is they can feel like you're solving a problem, but in reality, they're just keeping you stuck. Here's where your nervous system comes in. When your body senses stress, whether it's a real situation or just something you're imagining, it triggers the fight or flight response. Your heart races, your breathing gets shallow, and your brain starts spinning, trying to find a solution. But if the stress isn't resolved, your mind keeps looping, convinced it's protecting you by overthinking. And here's something important. Your body can't always tell the difference between real danger and perceived danger. That's why you can feel completely drained after a day of overthinking. It's like your system is running on high alert, even when there's nothing to fight or flee from. Now, there's an impact that happens to your mental and physical health when you're overthinking. People don't realize that overthinking doesn't just wear you out mentally, it has a real effect on your physical health too. When you're stuck in a loop of rumination, your body pumps out stress hormones like cortisol, and over time, that stress can lead to a few different things. Number one, anxiety and depression. Revisiting the same negative thoughts over and over can trap you in the feelings of hopelessness and overwhelm. Also, it can lead to poor sleep. You lay in bed with your mind racing, unable to turn it off, and without proper rest, everything feels harder the next day. It can lead to digestive problems. So your gut and brain are closely connected through the vagus nerve. Overthinking can stimulate this connection, leading to bloating, discomfort, or even gut health issues. And it can weaken your immune system. So chronic stress takes a toll on your body's ability to fight off illness, leaving you more vulnerable to getting sick. And let's not forget that it can also lead to decision fatigue. When your brain is overloaded, even small decisions can feel like mountains you don't have the energy to climb. The mind and body are deeply connected, and when your mental health takes a hit, your physical health often follows. That's why it's so important to break free from the cycle of rumination. This not only clears your mind, but it also protects your overall well-being. Now, I do want to go into some actionable steps on how to overcome this, but before we dive into that, it's really important to understand the deeper root of rumination, which is our belief systems and emotional triggers. These subconscious beliefs often dictate how we respond to life's challenges, sometimes without us even realizing it. For many, rumination stems from fears, fear of failure, fear of rejection, or even fear of the unknown. Others might be trapped by perfectionism, replaying scenarios over and over in attempt to avoid making mistakes. And then there's past trauma, emotional wounds that keep us stuck in patterns of self-doubt and overthinking. But rumination isn't always tied to something big or dramatic. Sometimes it's the day-to-day stuff, the endless to-do list, the pressure to meet expectations, or just the overstimulation of modern life. Our minds are constantly racing because our nervous system is stuck in overdrive, interpreting even small challenges as threats. Here's the truth. The stories we tell ourselves are powerful. If you believe you're not good enough, that belief will color every thought and decision you make. If you see mistakes as catastrophic, your brain will keep replaying them, trying to fix what's already in the past. And let's talk about forgiveness, whether it's forgiving yourself or for not being perfect or letting go of resentment towards someone else. Holding on to those emotions only fuels the fire of rumination. It's like carrying a heavy backpack. You can't move forward until you set it down. Understanding these triggers isn't about judgment, it's about awareness. When you start to see where these thoughts are coming from, you can begin to loosen their grip. Now that we've uncovered the root of rumination, let's dive into how to break free from it. Here are some powerful strategies. First, activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Your nervous system is constantly toggling between fight or flight and rest and digest. If you're stuck in overthinking, it's likely because your body is spending too much time in survival mode. Techniques like diaphragmatic breathing, gentle stretching, or humming even can stimulate your vagus nerve and help shift your body into a state of calm. Have you ever noticed when you hum, you kind of calm down a bit? In addition to this, you can try simple breathing exercises. There's tons of different breathing techniques that you can do for this. Even a few minutes of breathing exercises can really shift you into the parasympathetic system. Now, another step is to interrupt the thought cycle. When you catch yourself spiraling, use a grounding technique to pull yourself back to the present moment. You can hold an ice cube, count objects in the room, or focus on the sensation of your feet touching the ground. Physical activity is also incredibly effective. Go for a walk or a bike ride or a light jog, or even put on your favorite music and dance. Movement breaks the loop of repetitive thinking. Another step you can do is reframe your perspective. Thoughts are often just stories we tell ourselves. The problem is they're not always true. Ask yourself, is this thought helpful or harmful? Or is it based on fact or fear? Challenge those negative narratives with questions like, what's the worst that could happen? And if it did, could I handle it? Often you'll realize that the fear isn't as big as it feels. Another helpful action item is to prioritize rest and recovery. An overstimulated mind is often the result of an overstimulated life. If you're always on, your brain never gets the chance to reset. Build in intentional rest throughout your day. Turn off notifications, schedule time to do absolutely nothing, and practice mindfulness. At night, create a wind down routine. Dim the lights, avoid screens, and do something relaxing like reading or journaling. And let's not forget this last step, which is strengthen your nervous system. Resilience isn't just about mental toughness. It's about having a body and mind that can recover quickly from stress. And there's a lot of things you can do to strengthen your nervous system, from cold showers to meditation to spending time in nature. With that being said, you have to realize that you have to train your nervous system just like you would a muscle. The stronger it is, the less likely you are to get stuck in cycles of rumination. So that requires spending significant time developing a real plan to restore your mind, body, and soul. Listen, overthinking doesn't have to ruin your life. By understanding its roots and using these strategies, you can quiet your mind and create the mental space you need to feel calm, focused, and in control. Many people don't feel like they're in control, and it's mainly because they don't realize that you can make a decision to be in control and to stop ruminating thoughts. Now, if you're ready to take the next step, please be sure to check out the resources I've linked below. They're designed to help you declutter your mind, improve your sleep, and build habits that support a healthier, more peaceful life. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the powerful content we're sharing to help you live your best life. I'd love to also hear from you in the comments. What's one change you're committing today to start quieting your mind? All right, thanks for watching. I'm looking forward to hearing all about how you have become a calmer, clearer, and more restful you. I'll see you in the next video.